So what are we doing?
All right. Well, so I'm trying to do some shit during any hours, and I feel like there's been a lot of communication that is just random and kind of out of order. Here's the TLDR. I'm trying to do a high squad later in the day. I'm gonna use either, or I guess at this point we're gonna use the app that Ming has in the washing house in a Grove. We're gonna boost that app up, and then eventually we're gonna sell that app. We're gonna make that like a pretty consistent thing where these guys are going to run jobs for us. We're going to get the USBs, the stickers, and blah, blah, blah. And then we're just going to run through it, right? Uh, Recently, the company fell apart. There have been multiple members that have approached me to push on our behalf, as well as do other things. One of those people was January. January is going to be my hacker. I made it very clear to January that January was not going to be in the Besties. There was no deal from the Besties. It was a Kevin thing. She's going to hack for my group, the group that I put together. We're going to tax the jobs 20%. One of the things that she wanted in that process was she didn't want the people that she was bringing along to get robbed by us when they're doing G6. In exchange, they would be a constant supply of PNY cards. Additionally, some of them would also push on the block for us.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
If they're doing jobs on our app and we're taking a 20% split, shouldn't we be taking more if we're using our Bitcoin?
No. So I'm gonna finance the Bitcoin production. It's not gonna be from anything in this facility. I already have Bitcoin getting produced from way the fuck back. Additionally, I don't know if you guys have heard, but the HOA is no longer solvent as an organization. Some of their members are also going to be participating in the little operation that I'm putting together, and they're talking amongst themselves. And it looks like there's a very high probability that we're going to get Bitcoin at a substantial discount, so that those guys can use the 80 Bitcoin that they're generating a day to do something other than generate Bitcoin for no apparent reason.
So is it kind of like a second little mini gang?
No. There's no gang element to this, right?
Okay.
This is strictly to do jobs. I told them the expectation from me is I want to do 2 jobs a week. One of them being cash exchange, and then one of them being Maze Bank. And then obviously, if one of the things that we're going to do is boost up these HQ apps, we're going to have to do more jobs like laundromat and whatever. But that's something for the future. The 20% that I'm taking is going to go back into the Bitcoin production so that we can get to a point where we can do larger volume. And we can kind of create this little ecosystem that can pump up these apps and these jobs and blah, blah, blah.
Am I allowed to?
Keep asking questions if you have more questions.
Well, I mean, I feel like this doesn't really concern me, but am I allowed to say like what I think?
Of course. Yes.
I think like, the thing about the really thank you so much, Mister, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ming.
Okay, I feel
damn,
like
bro, y'all doing tricks on it.
the weed thing, it has to go through forehead though. That was what I was
Yeah. So basically, one of January's requirements to one of her requests in the process, right? Because it's not necessarily a requirement, but it was a pretty big request. And one of the reasons that she had some conflict with the company was there are other groups that are around during NA that are selling weed to people to push for them at $10 per. Like January doesn't know those groups, but those groups are out there. I do know that CG does it for $17 per, and we're at $20 per. And I suspect that she's gotten other offers at $15 per, right? This is the type of person that has likely gone around the city and talked to different groups now that she's not with the company and fielded offers. So the deal that I put together was, if this is really, really important for you to get $15 per so that we can edge out the other people that are potentially trying to get you to contribute to their thing, I'm going to try and make it happen. And there's like a reasonably high success chance that it could happen. This is my internal dialogue, right? I think this could happen because Forehead isn't an idiot, and you can kind of see that there's like more things brought to the table than just somebody standing on the block selling weed.
That's cap.
In the wise words of January Fooze. In the wise words of January Fooze. Cap.
Yo, let me
listen.
Let me ask you a question before you go on. Let me ask you a question. Kevin, are you a G6 kitten?
I am not a G6 kitten. I've never given anybody any of my money. The only person I've ever given money to is AK. That's $15K a week, like everybody else.
When you missed on the last one, I heard.
Okay, what do you talk about? I put a PNY card up there.
Whoa. No, hey, PNY card's a PNY card, you know?
That's just 15K. Okay,
Not
so let me
anymore.
ask.
That shit ain't 15K. That's
That
just
shit's
5K.
6K now.
5K.
Yeah.
Yep. They're not very rare anymore.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to buy PNY cards at 5K. I'm gonna be honest because I'm buying against like fucking.
I mean, I'd
Like
say
Chang
they must be good for like
yeah.
6 or 7.
Okay, noted.
I don't know.
I just got
I'm gonna
offers
talk
for
to-
9 to 10.
Yeah, like
What
I
was
feel like
it?
10 is more likely just because most of the people that are selling it are trying to keep that price at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe people are getting hooked up with deals because they got their own people kind of sliding them cards. And we could probably work something out with some of these people to get cards at like a little bit of a discount. But I've never heard anybody sell a card for 5K. At least not during the other show.
shit. Anna sold us 2 cards for 6K each or 5K each, no?
Freedom.
Who's
Freedom.
Anna?
Yeah, who's Zeno?
That's
Is
her
she like
dog.
us?
That's her slime right there.
All right, yeah, so it's
And,
like
Slime?
yeah, that's her slime.
so it's one of our people.
Oh. Some of
Did you
them.
talk to her about getting weed?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
supposed to hit her,
for-
but I don't forgot. I ain't gonna lie.
Why you lying to her? You ain't got no weed to give her, bro.
Well, I mean, there's that too.
You wasted her time and she said, yeah, I got you some weed.
No,
No,
I
you
actually
ain't
got some
no
weed. I actually got some weed. I just forgot to get out.
Now you do. We just picked some up.
Oh, fantastic. Also on the weed thing, just like a little aside, I spoke to Fanny and Ming, and I don't know if it's been relayed to you, but they both said that they were down to grow in some capacity to increase the production that we have.
Yeah, I can help out with it. I just can't do the research stuff. But if you need me to plant and harvest, I can do it.
Alright, so right now, here's where we stand with the weed. By the way, Kevin, have you spent that money yet I gave you yesterday?
Yeah, all the shit's upstairs.
What it is, fuck it. So we need to either buy a new house or speak to Julian. Figure out maybe like we can figure something out with a deal or some shit. I don't know if they're gonna still grow. But we do need another grower, like another house to grow in.
I thought we were gonna put in the Grove House.
Yeah, but like first I was gonna speak to Julian to see if he's willing to have people go in his house, right? If he's not, then
Right.
we're gonna try to buy his house, and if that's not the case, then we'll move it.
Well, you know what Julian's gonna say.
But
He's gonna have to speak to Jade.
I spoke to.
Y'all hear that?
By the way, I gave
I heard some mops.
I gave Sly 100K today. He cleaned it.
Nice.
I mean, we haven't even started the deal yet, so I don't even know what it is. These guys just seem eager to clean money. I don't know. I guess they just love
That's
cleaning
fantastic.
money. Like I told him, like, yo, the deal hasn't even started. You guys are not even on our block yet. And I was like, oh no, we'll clean it. He's like, all right.
That's great.
There's
That's
a
exactly
fuck
what we
ton
need.
in the Grove House for you, Forehead.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna ask him if he's going to clean more money.
I mean, fucking, if he wants to do it, then do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, he also said whenever you're around to call him.
I ain't calling him today, but I'll call him tomorrow.
All right. Anyways, back to the story. So, the 15 was like a pretty big point of contention with the previous group that she was working with. We can put together a better deal. The way that it happened was her and I had a conversation like late NA, and then I guess the very next day you had that conversation with her, and you and I didn't have a chance to speak, and it didn't seem like any of the other aspects of what we were putting together was communicated, nor was the context that this is a Kevin thing for a heist thing that didn't have anything to do with the Besties. The only reason that the Besties is kind of like overlapped at this point is because Ming had suggested that we boost up the apps and sell it. So we're going to use the Grove app as one, and then two, the selling and pushing it through Little Soul. Right? And then in a world where like the $15 is like impossible, like you just don't fuck with it because like you want that extra $5 per, I'm taking 20% off the top for the jobs, and I don't have an issue like kicking that money back to the weed operation.
I mean, listen,
if
I'm
it's
not
needed.
I'm not against negotiate. Like, okay, listen, as where I told everyone else, right?
Um,
If somebody comes to your block and they bring someone to the table, for example, if it's another
Yep.
crew, right, and they bring in 10 people to sell for us, I'm willing to negotiate with them. Like, yo, listen, you guys obviously are a crew. I'll give you a better rate than I would to a single seller, right? Because this guy's bringing, whoever it is, they're bringing like 10 people to sell for us. I mean, we're gonna make a lot of money off that, right? As long as we can supply
100%.
the weed. So if the person is bringing someone to the table, I'm willing to bring the price down.
Okay.
It just has to
All right.
be
So then
someone
we're
go
of
to
the
the
same
table.
mind on this.
No, but she said she was okay with 20.
I mean, that might have been in the conversation you guys had without all the context around what we were working on, right?
Yeah, but then like if she's okay with it, even though she didn't bring up the context, she was okay with it. So why don't we just still do 20?
So it's just her by herself sitting on the block?
No. There are like people around her that are also
Or her
gonna
little
push on the
kittens?
block.
We're little kittens.
And how many is that? How many people is that?
But I think what Kevin's trying to say is like the main thing isn't that we want her and her kittens to sell weed for us. I think the main thing is that we want her to do jobs. Is that correct?
Yeah. So that's correct. The main thing, as far as I'm concerned, is getting her on the jobs to do the hacks and shit. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
no way we're talking about bringing her and their kittens on our block, bro. What are we talking about right now, man? What is this shit?
Can I tell you?
I mean, listen. I don't even know how this conversation got to this level. You know what I'm saying? Because realistically, it should have just been a conversation between me and you, Forehead, and then we figure out if we could do the 15 or not, up or down. Because the rest of that shit, it's kind of on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one who's gonna get the buck coin. I've already got kind of the people that are gonna sell the buck coin to us if we're not gonna produce it ourselves. I was down to start with like the laundromat and or buy the USBs to get to the cash exchange. The reason that it like escalated to going straight into the cash exchange is because Ming suggested that was something that we could do, and it would be worthwhile doing that because we could turn around and sell the HQ apps online. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much more value being created than just having one more person or two more people or three more people selling weed on the corner. Like the other day, there was no weed. Like there was fucking 10 plus people selling there, and they were dancing because they didn't have weed to push.
Okay, I know how to fix this problem, right? Look, how about this? How about this is the
I
easy
mean, there is
solution.
no problem to be fixed other than Ford
there
and I
is.
come into an agreement on
Well,
whether or not we can do
that's
the
the
15.
problem. So I feel like the problem to fix this would be, obviously, Kevin, you're closest to her. You just deal with her, and that's that. But if it
Okay.
becomes anything bigger than that, then obviously I say we just fucking dead it because it's not worth it.
I mean, that was the goal the entire time, right?
All right.
Like the point of contact between January Fooze and Aubrey Webster, it was like a 0% chance in my mind. Like, I didn't expect you guys to ever come into contact, let alone all this fucking cap shit.
I had two problems with this whole situation. One is RJ's over here telling her all this bunch of shit. When,
Okay, separate
know,
also, by the way. By the way,
I have a problem with that actually, and he blamed me and Lovemore for it, which actually pissed
Oh
me
yeah,
the
he
fuck
did
off.
do that. He did do
Yeah,
that. He said
no,
you and
he
Lovemore were the
decided
reason
to-
he ocean dumped her.
Yeah, it was because his dumbass decided to show January Ming's secret fucking John Wick closet with all his guns and ammo in
yeah,
it.
but-
Yo, how was Emma
okay,
for fake flexing Ming's
Hey,
script?
I
Yeah,
agree.
I was
But
like,
look, I'm a Fanny. I'll
what?
get on your ass about this. Whose dumbass fault was it to let him inside the crib?
Me, because I
Boom.
thought it would be cool
Oh.
because our house is
Well,
really
you're
nice.
to blame a little bit.
Well, I didn't think it would be so dumb to show him the secret closet that I specifically called a secret closet.
Okay, well, did you get him to fake flex the crib?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's not
Of
fully to
course.
blame then.
No, but I would let any of you guys do that because
We appreciate
you guys
that.
haven't.
Thank
Yeah,
you
you
so
haven't
much.
that's
even
good.
seen
That's
it.
good
It's
to
nice.
know. That's
I
good to
even
know,
played
right?
them
But
like some DMCA
Yeah, you're
free
more than
sex
welcome
music.
to flex my house if you want. Dude.
I'm not flexing a little shitty
Thank you,
booty
man.
at a little house on Grove Street.
Shitty. No, you haven't even seen it.
Oh, the man will be parking on the grass. It's just dead. Fucking
Yeah, right. Every time they
No,
park there, I blow that
inside
shit
it's
up.
nice. It's nice. It's vibey. It's got the mood lighting. It has a little herb corner. It's perfect.
What? Herp corner.
I let any of you guys. You can bring Daisy
Oh,
there.
yeah. What? Yo, what is
Film a little home movie.
Eugene's tweeting now need lockpicks.
Bro.
Don't hit your boy Eugene up?
This shit is shambles,
You
dog.
robbed him and shot him. Okay.
You know,
Let me finish this real quick.
Kevin,
Let me finish this real
Kevin,
quick.
I'm convinced you're kidding, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you.
How did you come to that conclusion?
I just got a feeling you're kidding, you know?
So I want to do I want to have a high squad with a competent hacker and the basement kitten because they have some expectation of being treated reasonably well. Actually, not even that, because they negotiated what they wanted in order to join.
I don't know if it was negotiation, dog. That's not how you really negotiate what she did.
No, I think
It
she
was
was
more-
just
I mean,
confused because she thought it was
more demanding.
solidified.
It was more
I
demanding.
was gonna
I
say,
mean,
look,
listen, after we had a
to me,
conversation,
that feels
that
entitled.
shit was
That's
a done deal.
entitlement right there. She feels entitled.
No,
No,
listen. After the conversation I had with her, it was basically a done deal. All I had to do was have the conversation with Forehead and get Forehead and I on the same page. And if we couldn't agree on the $5, we would have found a way to make it work. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So
but-
in her head, it was already done.
So why does Forehead tell her, "Hey, everybody gets it for 20," and she says,
No, that was actually a misunderstanding because the way I was there, the way Forehead said it made it sound like everyone in the city gets it for 15.
How the fuck
So
did
that's
MS
like-
say that made it sound like that?
No, I mean it's just you didn't say anything wrong. I'm just saying that's how she interpreted it.
Fuck else would that
I'm
be? How the fuck?
assuming.
Why would the fuck would I be speaking about everyone in the city?
I don't know why. I wouldn't have taken
I
it that
mean-
way, but I'm saying that's what she thought.
I mean, from
Who
her
knows what you're
perspective, she's
talking about, bro.
listen. From her perspective, she's going around talking to all these different groups in the city, trying to figure out like what the best deal is she can get with her people. So if you were to say that nobody gets it, she might have taken that in absolute terms, thinking that you're talking about the whole
No.
city.
I
I wasn't there, so I can't. But that's what.
I don't think there was a single thing
seems
that
like
I
that
said that implied that I'm speaking about everyone. Why the fuck would I be
No,
speaking
not
about
you
everyone in the city?
implied. I'm saying like she probably took it that way. I'm assuming. That's the
Who the
only
hell
thing that makes
takes it
sense,
that way?
right? I don't know. Her apparently. I don't know why you
Okay.
guys are yelling at me. I'm just trying to explain.
All right, listen.
I feel like we're getting caught in the crossfire with an issue that we didn't actually create. You know what I'm saying?
I think that the biggest issue is, again, I have two issues with it. One is the way she called out Forehead for being a liar when he wasn't lying. That to me pissed me off. Like, how the fuck you call him a liar when he's just telling you what?
All
it
right,
is?
listen. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Just have us on the block for what it was for the normal price. She was happy with it, and you're good to go.
I don't know why this shit keeps getting brought up.
Yeah, but I'm a business.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm
It's- I
done.
don't
I'm
feel
done.
like
Shit.
it's
This
not
is
that
like
big of a deal.
this is the second
I mean,
time
listen,
we're speaking about it.
This shouldn't have been brought up unless I was present in the conversation because I was the person organizing the entire thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys are having conversations with other people and it is secondhand, third-hand information, you're not going to get the whole story. Like that has always been the case 100% of the time.
Man, you gotta have a talk with RJ, bro. That dude lost in the sauce.
Also, yeah, listen, let
Right.
me just say something real quick about that. As far as RJ and January are concerned, I don't give a fuck. I'm very goal oriented. All I care about is being able to juice up these apps and make the money on the jobs. You know what I'm saying? So if they fall out or they get married, it makes no difference to me. And if there's some sort of issues that occur over here, as far as I'm concerned, it has nothing to do with what I'm working on. Okay, I just want to draw that boundary now, and I'll have the conversation with RJ and January specifically, so everybody's on the same page.
What you mean I gotta speak to him? Aren't you the one that brought him in? Shouldn't you be looking after him?
No, bro, I'm not the. Whoa! I'm not the leader, motherfucker. I'm not one of the leaders. That's your job. You gotta talk to him.
Yeah, Ming, that's your job.
He's
That's why
lost
he
in the
don't
sauce.
respect you. if
Yeah,
you
Ming,
don't
that's
respect
your
you.
job.
He's lost in the sauce.
What? What do you mean he's lost?
But you're
He's
kind of
literally. You know what he told me for earlier? He said this. He said he was talking about how something about January be trying to be a bestie or becoming a bestie or some shit. And he's
what?
like, yeah,
I
something
didn't
like
hear
that,
anything
right?
about that.
He was talking about some shit like that, right? And then
What?
he says, well, when it comes to January in the gang, the lines are blurred. I
The
was
fuck
like,
you mean the
what
gangs
are
are
you
blurred?
saying? That's
What?
what I'm saying. I got on his ass about it. Ass Forehead. Dude was bugging.
What? But aren't you kind of like his dad?
No.
Wait, that's what I thought. Didn't you give birth to this
Yeah.
guy down at the fucking down at that house you guys had with Poe in them?
No, that's not even what happened.
You're kind of acting like Drake right
Bro, that's
now.
literally
a
what I
deadbeat
thought.
dad. Just
That is insane
disown-
to say.
Why is everything compared to your dad or a mom? Like, what the fuck are you guys on, dog? Like every single thing's like.
Look, all I'm saying is I don't think we give her a discount on weed because I'm not trying to be referred to as a kitten.
Yeah, I don't think we'd
Wait,
give
is
her a
that-
discount on
If
weed
we give her
either.
a discount, that is kitten activities. I'm not doing that.
But let me ask you this. Right? So tomorrow or whenever the fuck she comes back around, and Benji's getting his crew started, right? Benji, the guy that she was primarily working for before, says, "Yo, January, I'm gonna take you on the heist, and I'm gonna give you weed at $15 per, and you're gonna push up in Sandy Shores that's higher than Little Salt." What do I say to that?
We don't need to be giving her doing her
Okay,
any
well then,
favors.
well
though.
then, let her go to the
We don't-
fucking Sandy Shore.
Yeah, we don't. I don't
All right,
think we
but
need
what
her
you,
that
what you
bad.
gotta understand, is that it's not just about the weed, right? Like the weed is a secondary concern for me. My concern is me having a hacker to do the jobs. So now I'm out of a hacker because we couldn't do $5.
So now you're just being
Honestly-
selfish.
We can
Okay,
find
okay,
someone
okay.
No, I'm
else.
not being
Okay,
selfish.
No, no,
I got
okay.
It
an
feels
idea.
like
Kevin,
it feels like it's the
Listen,
other way
listen,
around.
listen.
Yeah.
Let her pay the 15. You cover the 5. Then, if it's that big of a problem to you, you cover the
Well, that's
other
what I'm saying.
5.
The high school could 100% cover the fine, like the $5. 10,000 bag or 1,000 bags. What is that? That's like $2,000.
I think if
$1,000.
she goes and sells up in Sandy, we tell RJ to black out and go rob her.
Wait, I kind of want to see that.
You know what, Ford? I'm down 100%. Let's do it like that. The high school will cover the $5.
Yeah, but I don't
per.
know. But the thing is, Kevin, she says she's fine with it though.
Yeah,
I don't know. I talked to her yesterday, and it was still a point of contention. So, like, I don't know.
What?
Wouldn't this just all be
And
easier if
we
we could
just
talk
going
to
to-
her about it? No.
I agree.
Yeah.
We're just going in circles now. Like I'm just trying to work out.
Yeah, I don't think like I mean I like her, she's my friend, but I don't think it's that important for her to have to be doing the heist thing or having to sell on the block. It's not that important, but we need to do her so many favors. Like we let her take her like 80% from the heist. We let her get 15 per for her and her whole group. We let her not get
Okay.
robbed. We give her
These are
protection,
kitten
like, all this.
activities, Kevin. You're
Yeah,
a kitten,
it,
bro.
It does sound like kitten activities, to be honest. Like I don't think we
Hello.
need her that bad.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna
In a
happen
meeting?
with or without January.
Why? What's up?
Yeah,
Now, what do you need?
exactly.
Right now,
exactly.
January. Okay,
Now,
right
what
now
do you need? What
January
do you
is the
need?
person who's like ready, willing, and able to help me with the project that I'm trying to get off the ground. And
All right. Thank
I'm
you.
willing
Thank you. I respect
to
it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
lose $5 per
All right, let her.
fucking whatever amount of bags of weed to make that happen. Like,
But you know who else was actually able to do the cash exchange hack was also OTT.
yeah, but I'm not around when OTT's around.
Yeah, I'm just
I don't
saying,
even think I
like,
talked to OT
any-
one time in the entire time that I've been back around the last 6 months.
I think like the point I'm trying to make is that like if we need a hacker that bad, there's so many people who are able to do it. We don't. It doesn't have to be January. We don't have to do
Yeah,
her so
but
many favors.
who's like coming to Kevin Ram specifically to be like, yo, Kevin, I'm
Fred.
gonna help you with your thing. Fred did tell me he was down to hack my my high shit. Plus, Pred is also on the other app, so Pred would have to hop off the other app for a week to hop onto mine.
All right, look, fuck it. If you want to pay the $5 from the 20 bags missing, and you want to deal with her, and you want her to hack, and you want her to sell, Kevin, you just deal with it, bro. But again, if it starts becoming a bigger thing, then obviously,
Listen, it only becomes a bigger thing if people interject and try and involve themselves and make it a bigger thing. Like there was no reason for any of these conversations to happen outside of the conversation that I needed to have with Forehead. I'm gonna get more people exactly like January, and there are gonna be deals that I have to cut, and I want to go directly to the people that I need to talk to, and not have to play this like game of fucking telephone in order to make shit happen.
You just Kevin side hustle.
Yeah, exactly. Like she even suggested, and I agree that it's not a bestie thing, so you should probably come up with another name.
I think I'm not trying to shift blame, but I feel like this does have a little bit to do with RJ. Him telling her all this shit and her assuming a bunch of shit
There
and
we
expecting some
go
shit like.
again,
which is not even
I'm
like
pretty
that.
sure it was
bro.
it was RJ who told her like, oh, we do 15 per because
I mean,
he
listen,
didn't specify there was only.
Why is
gang
he even
people.
fucking telling her that?
Yeah,
listen,
exactly.
if we're being really honest about like why there's so much attention to this, there's only this much attention on me picking up a fucking hacker that most of you guys have barely talked to. it's because of the RJ involvement. Like, I don't know what's going on there, but it feels like somebody needs to have that conversation with him to try and get everybody on the same page.
Ming,
that-
Well, Futures is dead.
Ming, he's lost in the sauce, bro.
You're supposed to be his mentor.
Bro, fuck.
Because listen, Loki, if I
fuck
would have picked
that
up
shit.
April Fooze to be my fucking hacker, right, and she made the same demands, I don't think I would have had this issue because April Fooze isn't dating RJ or whatever. But likely she would have made the same exact demands, if not wanted more.
Well, I just have to say, I would like to apologize because I was the one who accidentally brought January to forehead. But the reason why was because me and January were gonna chat, but I didn't know about this whole heist thing. That's the thing. I thought I was gonna try and enlist January to becoming a seller, and that's it. Like,
Okay,
just
no,
becoming a
her
seller.
her
for
and I
NA.
had like a way more elaborate deal already.
Yeah,
in
so
place
I
and
didn't
basically
know
agreed
about
on.
that. But I
Okay,
just
I
wanted
got
to
you.
say I'm sorry because I didn't know about that. And then I met up with January and she was trying to dress me. But then during my meeting with January, that's when Forehead called me. And then AK said he was going to sleep soon. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just bring them all together. And so that's why they met, is because of me. But I
Okay.
didn't know. I just wanted her to become a seller.
I got you. I mean, listen,
You ain't
Ford,
gotta say
Ford and I
sorry,
had a
fam.
conversation
There's no reason to apologize.
Ford and I had a conversation like 2 months ago about me running that shit during NA, right? And I went around, I got all these people who were down to do it, and then the weed operation fell apart, and then every one of those groups went to different people to sell. Now, I don't want to do that a third and a fourth time, especially now that people are interested
What's
in
up,
helping
babes?
to grow the weed.
AK!
I'm just cleaning solar panels, don't mind me.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, Scruffy is also telling me that he wants to get a bunch of clowns in on it. Some of them are going to go sell the CG, but we're going to try and pick up the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're cooking those hours. It's just like,
The thing
No,
is, though, wait,
we don't have the fucking
Kevin,
weed.
the problem is right now we don't have the weed for these hours, so
yeah.
we gotta get
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah,
get
I
the
know.
weed for these hours first, and then
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's why, like, when I had this conversation, and to be honest, I thought I explained a decent
I feel
portion
like
of
we're
this
just going
to,
in circles at this point, bro. We've talked about it. We've milked the fuck out this shit too much.
Okay, so if that conversation's over, what about the